Because I know how it is to not have anybody around you that doesn't believe. It's easy to share your interest in this. And then everybody around you tell you, you're wasting your time. I went through that. These same family members don't even talk to me anymore because they're wretched trash. Because I live a life they'll never obtain, and they wanted me to fail. And God said otherwise. I could have believed all that shit that was being spoken to me over me. Oh, he's going to fail. He's going to be just like his father. He can't control himself. He's going to kill somebody one day. I almost did in 9th grade. Strangled a man. Right in front of the whole class. Strangled him right in front of everybody. Got expelled. Wayne Stratemeyer. He's an EMT today. You know what? If I was laying on the street and he came up as the EMT, I'd feel confident that he would still try to save my life. We shook hands the following year when I got back into school. But everybody walked away from me when I went in there. It was like a movie scene. Because they knew that I was that guy that will strangle your fucking ass right in front of everybody and not give a fuck. That's how unstable my childhood was. I couldn't control my rage. I couldn't control my emotions. You didn't want to know what I was thinking. And I hated my family members that would tell me I'm going to be like my father. That's why I never drank alcohol, because inside of me was rage. And if I gave myself the opportunity to not be in control as much as I had at the time of my faculties, I would probably commit murder, beat somebody into their life, and be in prison just like him. And how I didn't go to jail that day with everybody witnessing me do this. And Wayne said, I don't want to press charges to his mother and father. I had a court date. Supposed to be at Kelso Drive down in Essex, Maryland. I showed up. My mom sitting next to me thinking, well, you better be ready. And they dropped the charges. Think about that. That's God's grace. I didn't deserve that. I should have been punished for that. And we ended up becoming friends. Not close friends, but friends. Now, you might say, well, it's because he's probably scared to death of you. He didn't look scared. He stands about 1.5 feet taller than me now. He's fucking huge now. But in 9th grade, the last 4 minutes of my class, and then the school year was done. I can't even tell you why I fucking lost myself. Somebody bumped into my desk and it was a blank. And all of a sudden, there I was, strangling this guy with the Venetian blind cord. Room 101 in Kenwood High School, right across the hall from the main office. Dr. Sabatka, that was the teacher. That's one thing I wish I could go back in time and not do. But because I did that, and because my father was a contract murderer, Michael Joe Howington, 155634 Jessup, Maryland Penitentiary. He exists. He's real. He just went out for parole. I'm not sure he's going to get it or not. I hope he does. But not one person cheerleaded me on when I started. My uncle did until I started. And then when I started making money, he didn't like that. So I wish I could come back and say to you, I had encouragement because of this person in my family and this person in my friendship circle. I don't have that. I wish I could. And chances are you probably don't have it either. But here's what's going on in your head. In the quiet of your nights going to sleep. Think about how you got to go to work the coming Monday or tomorrow when you wake up. You got to go to work again and be around people that don't like you, respect you, or care for you or your family or what you're desiring to do in your life. But if you made your interest in doing this public to them or anyone, 98% probability they told you something to the effect that would not be constructive criticism or encouragement. They probably talk to you in the sense that it's discouragement. And that's how the enemy works. I mean, think about how you found me. I don't advertise. I could. I got a budget that can fucking blow everybody's shit out on YouTube. I don't want to get big. I'm too big for my britches now. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable. Too many people want to fucking come to my house and knock on doors and leave shit at my fucking doorstep. They want to wait for me to drive down the fucking neighborhood area and follow me and go to a red light and say, hey, ICT, what the fuck? This is my personal life. Don't invade my personal space. I'm not a fucking celebrity. And some of you think you want this. And I'm telling you right now, you probably wouldn't feel comfortable like this. There's no privacy. Everybody wants to have a moment with you like you're some fucking Gandhi or something. I'm nobody, man. I'm nobody. I'm just a fucking guy. That's it. That's all I am. And some of you want to pattern everything you do in this world based on me. Don't. Do more. Do better than me. I didn't set out to have clones of me. In fact, if you've been around for a long time, you've heard me bitch about this. Have your own identity. I'm reducing Inner Circle Trader. I'm putting him down. It needs to happen. I have new chapters that I have to live out with my family. And I don't want you to think that your friends and your family or your coworkers that had the opportunity to just try to discourage you to not do this, or to tell you when you tell them, hey, I lost some money. If you said, hey, I made money, and then they ask you the following week, hey, how you doing? And you want to be honest and, well, I lost money. Oh, shit, that's why I would never do that shit. Nah, fuck, no way. Ain't no way I would do that. My wife would kill me if I lost $50. Don't let these people discourage you. Don't invite them to the conversation. Because I'm going to tell you something. At my peak, none of the people that said that I was going to fail in my family or friends were there to apologize. They're not there to say, congratulations, you did good. So fuck them. Fuck them and their misguided fucking bullshit. Fuck them and their loser mentality. Fuck them and their 9-to-5 working class hero horse shit. Nobody gives a fuck. Okay? Because I'm rising in the morning and I'm laying down at night with not giving a fuck what they think about me. But I'm always in their mouth at the holidays that I'm not around them. And my holidays are fucking sweet. They're memorable. No drama. No bullshit from broke motherfuckers. Now, in the context, it sounds like, well, you're an arrogant piece of shit. Listen to you. You don't know what I'm talking about if you just came into the conversation. The context is there are people that are around you right now. They want to see you fail. They can't wait to see you fail. So they can tell you, if they got balls, to tell you to your face, I told you so. But most likely they're going to go to their friends that are in your circle too and say, I told you it's going to fail. I told you she wasn't going to be able to do it. She'll be here the rest of her life just like us. Don't believe that. Don't fucking believe that for a second. Don't give any room for that shit. When you start feeling that kind of stuff, that's exactly when you go into the fucking charts. Turn some music on that you can study with. Not hard driving music. Something that's, I don't know. I got a couple tracks that I listen to, some playlists on YouTube that I like to play in the background. And they're just like very, very lo-fi, like nothing really energetic, but it's just real, it invites study. Block that shit out. Don't give any room for it. Do not get lost in transition. You have to absolutely know where you're going. Because when people walk in front of you and they try to stop you and say, hey, you're never going to make it, you just sidestep them, walk around them. You don't need to plow over them like I've done in my past. I've done that kind of stuff. I wish I could go back and not do those things. It would have been better if I would have handled myself in a way where whatever the fuck they said, it didn't matter. Because back then it did. It mattered. It hurt. It cut deep. These are supposed to be my fucking friends. These are supposed to be my fucking blood. The people that watched me come up out of diapers and learn how to walk. Me and an aunt and my uncle Stan, who was talking to me when I was 14 years old to teach me how to trade, didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Got lucky trading sugar, made some money and bought a condominium down in Ocean City. Big fucking deal. But back then, that was a big deal. But when these people and me, 3 of us, are the only ones that graduated high school, that's where I came from. That's the fucking pedigree I came from. A contract murderer as a father and a mother that was going to abort me. But my contract murdering father said, if you kill that baby, I'm going to cut your throat ear to ear. And she believed him. Why did she believe him? Because he punched through my grandfather's back door, put his thumb in her mouth, pressing her tongue down, and dragged her through the fucking door, down the back steps, and got her out of there and beat her ass. So when he told her, if you have an abortion, I'm going to cut your throat ear to ear, she believed him. That's why I'm talking to you today. I wasn't supposed to be here. In my mother's eyes. She had just aborted some sibling of mine I'll meet in heaven, literally just a month before I was conceived, by another man. That's the pedigree I came from. I was not born with a silver spoon up my fucking ass. Nobody gave me a handshake and said, I'm going to help you out, make it easier for you. I had to work for it. And by God's grace, he opened my eyes and understanding, placed me in the certain circumstances and places where I would be identified and opportunities were laid before me. That sounds like divine intervention to me. Don't give room for the devil. When someone speaks over you saying that you're not going to be able to be successful, you're never going to be able to do this, you're going to fail, you're going to do this. Not today. I ain't got time for it. I've got things to study, things I'm planning for. Cast forth a vision. Write it down, make it clear, and stick to it every single day. Don't deviate. Refine it. Don't abandon it. If you don't do these things, folks, you're inviting that spirit of failure to come right into your life. And as hard as things are about to get, maybe they are right now for some of you, I was looking at the bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, my youngest son. He loves these things. I wish he wouldn't eat them, but it's one of his vices, so I let him have them once in a while throughout the week. I looked at the bag of it last night. It was sitting on the table in the dining room. I was getting ready to go off and say, why'd you leave this on the table? And I saw the price on it, $6.99 for the bag. $6.99. Now, at first, when I looked at it, it didn't make any impression on me. Like, who gives a fuck? It's $7. And I sat down and I was listening to a YouTuber I like listening to. He's a homesteader. And I looked at that price again. I was like, wow. I'm listening to this homesteader guy. He's talking about how things are expensive for him. So that put me in a state of mind. I'm thinking about it through his eyes. And then I saw that price for $6.99 for a bag of Doritos. And I'm thinking, wow. I remember when these things were like $1.60. Now they're $7. I mean, I'm old, but I mean, it doesn't feel like it's been that much time. So imagine if things get even more expensive, and meat and steak and chicken, all that's going to get even more expensive. I told my students 2 years ago, beef prices are going to keep going up. We're not done. And they keep going up. Steak's going to be more expensive. Oh, you're full of shit, ICT. I'm done. I'm not coming back to this mentorship. Fast forward to 2022. Email box. ICT, I'm an asshole. Forgive me. Everything you said's happening. It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. And you don't want to invite this spirit of failure in when everything is becoming increasingly difficult. I have children that did not listen to me when they were younger to learn how to do this. You would think, just like all of you identify who I am, you would think, seeing how we live, what we're doing, how I'm doing it, you would think, I really want to do that. This is better than going out and get a job. No. That would make too much fucking sense, right? No. Youth. Youth is always an issue. You think you know everything, you know shit. You're thinking about the impulsive thing that you want to think about doing right now. No planning for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years in advance. You have the grasshopper mentality and not the ant. Grasshopper hopping around, eating whatever the fuck it wants to eat, wherever it lands. Ain't worried about shit. The whole time, ants are storing up, getting ready. And that's how my kids have been. So I make them work jobs. I make them. I could remove all that. But what is it doing for me as a father? What is it doing for them as an adult? A guy years ago sent me an email when I was lost in transition as a dad. I made known publicly what I was going to do with my kids. He sends me an email, says, my dad did this to me. And I was lazy and I didn't appreciate shit. And if you do that for your kids, they're going to do the same thing. I told him to go fuck himself and blocked his email. That was a mistake. Because he was right. My oldest son, Cody, lazy. Impulsive, gambler, didn't listen, wanted to prove dad wrong. Got himself into $40,000 debt, no profits in crypto. And I warned him, he didn't listen. My daughter, train wreck of financial decisions. And it hurts me because I want her to do other things in different directions with her life. And she just doesn't want to listen. She is the epitome of Generation Z. Liberal mindset, fucking everything ass backwards. But what do? She's your daughter, right? You got to take care of her. You got to love her. They have no idea how hard it's going to be. They have no idea how hard it would be if God hadn't given me the increase that I have. And some of you that are just waltzing through, wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Not pouring yourself into this, educating yourself, making yourself ready for these things to happen because they're coming. They're coming, and I might not be hedged with trading. It could be disrupted, folks. How do you not know that some craziness can't happen and things like that get interrupted for a while and you can't earn income that way? It sounds like it's far-fetched. It can't happen. Oh, that would never happen. But, I told everybody on Twitter in 2019 that crazy shit was coming. And I got laughed at, ridiculed, and said it's going to be worse than September 11th in 2001. And the whole world went upside down. And I told you won't see the real ramifications until 18 months after. And we're seeing all kinds of shit. And the economy is going to go to shit. And they're trying very, very hard to put things in place where you have to listen or you can't eat. And people like me that have the opinion that I have and the perspective on life, I'm not a complier. And that's just the way it is. I'm not telling you not to comply. I'm not telling you to do this or do that. I'm not fucking listening. So there you go. I don't give a fuck, because I don't want to live in a world like that. But for some of you, you think that this world is just like it was in 2018. Nothing's changed because you listen to a TV on your fucking wall that says everything's normal. And Trump's the bad guy, and Biden this and Biden that. They're all part of the same shit, man. They're all playing theater, and they all have their roles. And they want you to pick a side, so that way you're divided against one another. Just like in the trading industry. That guy's better than this guy. This shit's better than that. If you're not at trade, you make money. That's all that matters. Don't lose sight of what it is that you're trying to do. You need to be preparing yourself, not to get rich. Some of you might get rich. But your focus should be, I need to make sure my ends meet. And if shit gets scary, where you may lose your job, what happens when they say mask up again? And you can't do this and you can't do that. And it affects your job. I have students that couldn't go to work anymore. They lost their job. Some of them refused to take that in the shoulder, and they were denied employment. So don't give me the shit though. Well, that's, that ain't never going to happen. You don't know what's coming. I do. Whole lot of uncomfortable shit. And having lots of money, no job, and being able to trade real good doesn't make me exempt. Because at a click of a button, my money could be gone. Just like that, just like yours, and everything is changed. And it's going to happen suddenly. Suddenly it's going to happen. Boom. And people are going to be in shock. How are we going to make things? How are we going to make things work again? How are we going to get money? How are we going to work? What are we going to do? Listen, folks, they're talking about fucking aliens, okay? UFOs and aliens and bullshit. They're pulling everything out. Okay, all stops, they're being pulled out. And you think they won't do something crazy like sink the global economies? They've already told you it's coming. But you're denying it. You're ignoring it. Look at leadership in every country. Not the circus that we have in America right now. Everywhere. It's all theater. It's like WWF wrestling. Everybody's a fucking villain. A Bond villain, matter of fact. It's hard to trust anything. Hard to trust anyone. It used to be you could trust the police. You could trust your leadership. No. Everything's in question now. Corruption's rampant everywhere. And when it accelerates even more. See, some of these people I listen to that are not traders, they're like homesteaders. I like listening to their views because they've been raising cattle. They've been growing their own crops for a long time. And I'm trying to educate myself how to do that. The last 3 years, I've been trying to do this. And to hear how they think, to hear how they talk to their family members and what they try to prepare for, they don't know anything like we do at the markets. They have no idea. They live simple lives, not to the degree like an Amish person would. But to hear their fear, it's sobering. Because it's different when you have a lot of money and you've been successful for a long time and you feel confident. You just walk out there and pull money out of the thin air in the marketplace, and that's just the way it is when you're able to do what we do. So you don't see things through the lens that the average person would. And when I was listening to one of the guys I like listening to, it made me reflect on something as simple as a bag of chips that I think nothing of when I get it. It's like, when I buy these 8-cylinder vehicles, I don't give a fuck if gas is $25 a gallon. I'm going to still drive it. It's not going to make me get rid of it. And it sounds crazy to some of you, but I want what I want. But what happens when ICT is denied because the markets are not reachable anymore? What happens when central bank digital currencies step in and they say your money doesn't work anymore? And now you have an expiration. You have to spend it by this much date. This date and time, that money expires. Because that's exactly what a central bank digital currency is going to do. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. They have to tell you before they do it. You can't save to build wealth. So you have to do what you can while you can. And that's not meant to inspire fear and panic. I'm teaching you to think about things soberly so that way the time that we have, you should be pouring yourself into that. You don't have money right now? Okay, go through those prop fund account companies. I have students that are beating the shit out of it. It's costing them money. They're not 100% successful in everything they're doing, but they're making money. They're putting it to work. And I would hate for those individuals that are doing well to go out there and try to do stupid shit like, I'm going to buy another car. I'm going to buy another car. I'm going to buy another car. I'm going to buy this thing here. But they don't have a fucking generator for their fucking house. They don't have 2 years, at least a year's worth of non-perishable food and ways to have fresh water. That's the shit I've been preaching to you. Having a lot of money in the bank means absolutely fuck all if you can't get groceries with it. And that's where we're at. We're at the point where these people know, a lot of people have woke up to the bullshit they've been doing and the things that they want to do and what they want to implement. And none of it's for our betterment. And they are panicked. They only have a short period of time. And they're going to try to get as much as they can put in place. They have been for the last 40 years, been putting shit in place. These judges that come in and be put in by this president, that president. You're seeing why they've been put there now, aren't you? Defense. Blocking progress. Don't go backwards. You're part of the team. Got to keep things going. We gained ground. We're not losing any yardage. The goalpost is in reach now. We're getting there. And things they wanted to do in 2030, they're trying to get done by 2025 now. I need to stop doing this because I love it and it consumes me. And if I don't put it down, I will not have done everything that I could have done to prepare my wife's mindset about what's coming. She's just recently this year warmed up to a lot of things that I've been telling her for years. We used to have arguments where I had to shut up because I knew that she couldn't understand what I was saying. Where I got the information from, how I know it, wasn't enough. And then she started seeing it happening. Just like having the newspaper headlines for the next 18 months in the future. And we're coming into that part where it gets really bad. And honestly, I don't want to have the ability to see what some of you are going to say, because you're going to say, I wish I would have listened. And that's going to tear me up. I have to do it because I have to make sure my family and my closest friends have my attention. They have access to the resources that I'm making available to them. And I want to be clear-headed. I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to be doing videos and trying to, inspire you to do something that I've already done. At this stage, really, it's just going to be basically me doing what I've already taught you and just proving it makes money. And for you, still, some of you, that's not enough. I don't know what else I can do. You either want to do it or you don't. But I promise you this time next year, You're going to wish you did. It's going to get really, really expensive. Things are going to get really hard to get. And there will be lockdowns coming. And you have to be able to get what you can acquire right now while you can. And that means Second Amendment resources, whether you subscribe to them being warranted or not, I think everybody should have one. More than one. And the freedom seeds that go in them. Not to do some kind of 1776 moment, because that ain't going to work. There's too many things in place that's not going to work. But when people get hungry and they start building up groups of them, and they know that you probably have stuff in your house, you got to make it seem very convincing it's not good for them to try. Home protection, basically. So many people out here trying to learn this stuff, and they want to do the fast lifestyle right now and completely oblivious to what's going on. There's so much more than just living the luxe lifestyle. Peace of mind knowing that, hey, if I lost this $2 million house, if I lost all my cars and this property and the other properties, I would not give two fucks. Wouldn't care. I have a place that is not among the nicer neighborhoods like this. Take me some time to get there, but guess what? I got a fucking RV that makes it real comfortable getting from where I am to there. It's not in my name. Nobody sees me sleeping there. But I got 3.5 years worth of non-perishable food and 4 different ways for water supply. I have solar there. I have backup generators. I have shit packed up like a motherfucker. And I can be there in 45 minutes. Some of you can't do that. I understand. It took me a while to get to that. But apart from God inspiring me to push on you to do these types of things, I'm not sure if you'd ever think about it. And some of you probably get nervous. I've had people tell me I had to turn the Twitter space off. I was getting anxious. You know what that means? It means you're not ready. You're not prepared. So that's proof that you need to start doing things to get yourself prepared. That means when you make money, think about how you can establish a hedge against higher prices, because food's going to get more expensive and it's going to be harder to get. And have you noticed that they want to really do away with natural beef and chicken? And they made it lawful now that they can start selling that in restaurants. So when you order that steak, how do you know it's not some Frankenstein fucking meat? You won't know. Nobody's making beef better than God. Okay, he's cornered the market on it. And when's there a shortage of chicken that they got to make imitation chicken? They didn't create this shit for your health to be improved upon. But you're thinking about that new car you want to get, that new place you want to show everybody on the internet where you live, the vacations and what you spent too much money on for a watch that's going to tell you the same fucking time that a Casio will. We're past that stuff now, folks. We're past all that. Happiness is peace of mind. Happiness is having been broke and poor, and then having the luxe life, knowing that if you went back to broke, there's no reason to kill yourself or commit suicide over that. And some people, I've known people do that. Life's too short and too sweet when you have the right people in it. And I have looked at these markets, looked at the opportunities that these markets have given me and made available to me. And I said at the time that they were more important at the time than spending any amount of time, whether it be 5 minutes chit-chatting with my niece or going somewhere with my son by myself, taking a ride with him and just talking to him like a dad. That's wealth.